Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Toronto.
Congratulations on this remarkable film. Scott, this is a big story, a lot of characters, a story that is familiar to a lot of people. Difficult probably to get it up on the big screen. What was the way in for you? What was the piece that got you into telling this story?
Well, the truth was I didn't want to fall prey to simply just telling a gangster story. As I said earlier, I really wanted to tell a very humanistic drama. But it started with South Boston and loyalty and this code of loyalty and this sense of these bonds of brotherhood. And, really that was the way into telling it, and it all came from there.
A little microphone business going on down there.
Indeed. Big cast.
What?
It is a terrific cast. We have actually a question from someone on Facebook for you, Jonny, once you got a microphone. And it was, what was the most challenging part of grappling with this character? What was the most challenging part of building your performance?
Sorry, wrong microphone. For me, as it was with Scott, when we first started to, take this thing apart, the idea of, approaching it as a genre film or a gangster film or something of that degree was really out of the question. The idea was to approach it as a human story. And no matter who is deemed good or bad, no one wakes up in the morning and starts shaving and brushing their teeth and says, I am evil, I am horrible. This is a guy who grew up as a, Catholic school kid, very much in touch with his Irish heritage and loyalty within that area of South Boston, Southie. So it's essentially the story of a guy who, came up the ranks in the only way that he knew. And what he became was not necessarily by choice. It just was the language of those people, for that business. So my approach was very much like Scott's. Just let's deal with the human being and how does he arrive at that point.
For each one of the actors on stage, you're playing someone who's based on a real person. What was the one detail that was important for you to get right for each of them? Maybe I'll start with you, Dakota.
There was a bit of footage available on Lindsay's here, but there were few things about her actual intimate relationship with Lady. So most of the things you see on screen all of the things you see were just things that Scott and Jonny and I. Sorry, hold on. That we, Thank
you. Would you like to pass one of those microphones down the line?
Look, I actually kind of learned something by watching the movie tonight. I have a lot of respect for the person I was playing. I didn't want to meet him because I know that John has a different opinion of the events that unfolded as opposed to the movie that we just saw, the story that we told, and it's a true story, but at the same time, who knows the real truth, and every person who's involved in the story has their own version of the truth, their own point of view on the story. So you know, what do we know? You ready? But there was something fascinating about, you know, my character's affinity and admiration for
At Jonny Depp II Heart Fan.